Hello again. It's been a little while since my last video, mostly due to the fact that I've recently moved house, which as I'm sure you're aware is a long and tiring process. The house is filled mostly with boxes that are half unpacked. I did unpack and find a new place for my notebooks and read through some of the older ones. Some of my uni notebooks from nearly a decade ago reminded me of how long of a process it has been for my handwriting to be where it is today, and I still don't find it perfect now. I wanted to make a video about how I went about improving my handwriting after graduating high school. Throughout my teenage years, I had a kind of mishmash of cursive and printing letters in a very unorganised way. The following steps are what I would recommend, and how I actually went about turning my post-high school handwriting into what it is today. This should be obvious, but this is probably the biggest single aspect of improving your handwriting. More so than choosing the right pen, style, or even the hours of practice. Motivation is what will make you achieve your goal, or any goal perhaps for that matter. To me, this includes a reason of why you want to improve it. Take a think about how often you will write. Is it worth the commitment and effort? If you use computers all day or aren't interested in pen pals, then perhaps your efforts are best spent in another direction. Don't let me put you off though. Just be realistic about how much you write, and think about ways to increase that time with activities like journaling, for instance. I started by first Googling cursive or calligraphy fonts, just to get an idea. Take a look at the images and see how they usually provide the entire alphabet to show the font. I actually originally wanted to mimic Jane Austen's handwriting, which has been digitalized into a font. Your handwriting is completely unique to you, and you are the person that will see it the most. It therefore pays to choose a style that you will like for a long period of time, perhaps forever. This was my starting point, so I printed out a few fonts, including Jane Austen's, and went to work. At the time, I thought repetition would be the best method of training myself to write letters in a certain way. I guess this is probably the way others learn, seeing it is the same way we learn as children. I got a notebook and wrote out pages and pages of each letter of the alphabet, starting slow and trying to be as consistent as possible. After completing pages of each individual letter, I started putting sentences together. I didn't worry about how well they joined or about the slant of my handwriting. I kept it as simple as possible to begin with. I looked for ways I could increase my writing. I posted in the pen pal subreddit page, looking for new pen pals. I started journaling and writing down quotes I liked. I kept a dream journal. I knew the only way it would improve was with consistent writing, regardless of what was being written. When I was doing some research about what other people have suggested for improving handwriting, pens and notebooks were mentioned a lot. I don't think they are necessary. I started with a Parker Jotter ballpoint. I didn't even own a fountain pen for a couple of years after I started to improve my handwriting. I don't think having a Lamy with its beginner grip section is completely necessary. It's nice, I guess. I do find anything written with a fountain pen looks nicer, but it's probably because of the shape of the nib compared to a ball putting the ink down. Notebooks are useful as long as they are lined. The paper quality is irrelevant at this early stage. I was using a lined notebook I got for free at work. The main thing is writing. Practice the individual letters from a font you like. Repeat this process as much as you can. Slowly you will have attained cursive, which can then be refined over years of use. I never really practiced lines of letters again, but my handwriting got nicer just from writing more over a long period of time. Don't overcomplicate it. It's actually much easier than you would first think. You just need to want it. Feel free to leave any comments about tips that you used to improve your handwriting. Otherwise, thanks for watching as always, and goodbye.